Hello, you're watching News9 Live. There was a time when diabetes was considered to be a rich man's disease. One also heard stuff like she eats too many sweets and that is why he or she has high sugar levels. All that, of course, is in the past. Brace yourself, ladies and gentlemen, for according to a new study conducted by the ICMR, an estimated 101 million people in India were detected with diabetes, 136 million were found to be pre-diabetic, and 315 million people suffer from hypertension. Can you imagine the kind of combination it makes for? One of the largest surveys of this kind conducted ever in 31 states and union territories. It was also found that 254 million people had generalized obesity, 351 million had abdominal obesity, 213 million had high cholesterol, and 185 million people had high LDL cholesterol or bad cholesterol. This is by no means to create panics amongst you at all, but maybe it's time for all of us to wake up and smell the coffee without sugar. What's more, diabetes prevalence is highest in the southern and northern regions of India, with urban areas having a high proclivity. And the good news is central and northeastern regions had lower prevalence, noted the study. Dr. Sharma, I want to first start by a joke. There was this meme which was sent to me. In that it was said, डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा तीखा मत खाओ, डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा मीठा मत खाओ, डॉक्टर साहब ने कहा खट्टा मत खाओ, बस डॉक्टर साहब ये बोलना भूल गए कि घास कौन सी खानी है. You see?
Well said, well said.
So I laughed my head off. The thing is, this was a country where we ate our greens, unlike, let's say, North America, where people are struggling. Eat your greens, look at your plate. It should be 3/4 green and then the meat and the potatoes. What's gone wrong with us, Dr. Sharma? Why is it that diabetes is on such an increase?
See, it's my personal view. There are a couple of factors which could have impacted diabetes and the strange rise of diabetes in a big way. The first thing is that the amount of chemicals which have come into our food, they are directly damaging our pancreas and causing severe inflammation throughout the body. Now, where are these chemicals coming from? The first is, if you see that the wheat and rice is grown in our country, and because there is no crop rotation, most of the wheat and rice is again and again grown on the same land, which is becoming nutrient depleted. And instead of changing or doing crop rotation as it was the right way, simply chemical fertilizers are added. So, but those are chemical. They are not natural for our bodies, and they attack our bodies when they go inside in very minute quantities. Second thing is, because in farming now use of pesticide is extremely high to get a higher yield so that nothing can be eaten by any other insect or anything. These chemicals or pesticides are extremely damaging, and they in micro amounts keep entering and accumulating in our fat tissues, leading to severe inflammation. Third thing is, which is important, is that if you see type 2 diabetes, we see also in children. And many of these kids may not necessarily be extremely obese. So I think somewhere we automatically think that obesity means diabetes. No, diabetes is also caused, and more so nowadays, because of the entry of these chemicals in various formats. In the villages, it's fertilizers and pesticides. And even in cities, we are eating those foods. Then, of course, is the added burden of artificial flavor, artificial color. The second problem is oils. Now, why would I say oils is a big problem? Because traditionally we were using kachi ghani oil, which is a cold pressed oil technique, which is,
That's right.
in simple terms, you just crush the seed, extract the oil. That's it. But now these big oil mills, what they do is they use chemicals to take out the last drop of oil from the seed. And then it has to be dried up. But how much stays in that oil? Not only that, once the oil is even coming out of these processing plants, to make it look pretty and beautiful and that rich golden color, a lot of chemicals are further added so that golden color comes in, which is not natural for any oil, because all oils are not that beautiful looking. So my personal understanding, basis certain researches I have read and connected the dots is it is an attack of chemicals on our body, which is leading to such great increase in diabetes in cities, in villages, in children. Because otherwise, villages walk a lot, so they don't have the problem we have of being sitting and sedentary, and yet they're getting diabetes. So it's
Yeah.
chemical attack.
Geetika Chopra, we're talking about diabetes, the increase of diabetes in urban sectors, and how there is also a lot of people who are pre-diabetic, which is of course a cause for alarm, but not such an alarm. I don't believe we should, all of us should create any panic amongst people. Just now, my colleague Neha Khanna, she walked out and she said, "You're doing it on diabetes. Wow, I'm so scared." I said, "Don't be scared, you're fit. आपको क्या है यार?" So see, I don't want to create any kind of a panic. But Geetika Chopra, you're a lifestyle coach. I want to ask you something. And I'm taking a leaf out of what Dr. Sharma just said, Shikha Sharma. Why is it that even lifestyle coaches deal with everyone like one fit for all? You and I are so different. Don't you think we need a kind of an approach which is individualistic, or the genetic makeup of a family, the eating habits of a family, and the socio-cultural milieu of a family?
I totally agree with you, and I think diabetes, the major cause of diabetes is because everybody has sedentary lifestyle and everybody wants to do quick things. It's like they want something which can be picked up. It can be even if it's processed. It has a lot of sugar. It has a lot of salt. So what people need to realize is that if we are running, we should take care of ourselves. We need to do self-love. Self-love is forgotten. We need to do physical activity. 30 to 45 minutes of physical activity is really important. If we are forgetting that the stress hormone, the cortisol hormone becomes active. And once that hormone becomes active, the glucose, it starts storing, the metabolism drops. And once the metabolism is dropping, we are trapped in a vicious cycle of diabetes, eating more sugar, and then again becoming lethargic, we're gaining more weight. So what has to be done? We need to eat good, we need to eat healthy.
Dr. Geetika Chopra, I'm going to tell you the story of someone who is 42 years old, has 3 children. She gets up in the morning at 4:30, makes breakfast, packs lunch for her 3 kids, then sends them off, comes back, washes clothes, झाड़ू पोछा, cooks the lunch, बच्चे आते हैं, पढ़ाती हैं, folding the clothes, then getting ready for evening dinner. Where does she have the time to walk, or what all you're saying, exercise karo and all that? And she has diabetes. And it's not genetic. Her parents don't have it. This is my house help. She says that her parents never had madhumeh. So, again, I'm sorry. No, Geetika, just listen to me. I'm just sticking my neck out. This is what I mean by one fit for all. It doesn't work, Geetika. I think it doesn't work. Why do you think cases of diabetes are increasing in this fashion? It's almost sounding like an epidemic, doctor.
Yeah, we can divide the diabetes in type 4 diabetes. So type 1 diabetes के बारे में हम बात करें तो it's due to the autoimmune disorders. तो इंडिया में अभी autoimmune disorders का जो सबसे बड़ा जो देखने को मिल रहा है वो उसमें डायबिटीज भी एक रीजंस है. Due to the high, we can say due to the good sanitations, these all things, the autoimmune disorders are significantly high. And second, the most common diabetes we have seen is the type 2 diabetes. The most reasons are the obesity due to the unhealthy lifestyle, due to the sedentary lifestyle. We already discussed our earlier speaker also, and that is the most common reasons in the Indian populations are diabetes, prediabetes, hypertension, dyslipidemia, heart disease. All are very high number because we have an abdominal obesity.